Hey guys, how is everyone? I thought I'd do a makeup and chat while talking about World Bipolar Day and all of that good stuff. Because I put up something, I don't know if you saw, but a couple posts ago, I put up something asking if people would like to know any of my tips and tricks in terms of being bipolar and driving your mania instead of your mania driving you. And this is stuff that works, so regardless of what you may be functioning with, I'll put it that way. I don't like terms like mental illness and, being disabled, things like that, especially for unseen things, because I'm not ill, I'm not crazy, I'm not sick, and I don't think a lot of people are. I think we just don't know how to use a lot of these things in positive ways. So I don't use the term mental illness. So if I stutter with words or anything like that, I'm like stuttering or jumping over words, because at the end of the day, like I said, I'm not ill, so I'm not going to claim that shit. I'm not going to be like, yeah, I'm mentally ill. No, bitch, I have learning curves. That's it. So being bipolar is a learning curve. Being an introvert is also a learning curve. Anything that people would see as weird, or you have to actually, come with like a handling manual to say, please handle me this way. I find all of those to just be learning curves, ADHD, all of those good things. So, yes, I am bipolar. I am more on the manic side of life, and mania is actually how I get things done. So, with that, a lot of times, and it's funny because my apprentice said she experienced it the other day, and I was trying, I didn't even realize, I was that hardcore gone, and she scared the shit out of me because apparently she was standing right next to me. Meanwhile, mentally, I'm riding this roller coaster and I'm doing all the things and everything. But anyway, with mania, a lot of times I end up experiencing extremely high highs, and I will try and get as much done in that time as possible because my brain will race. I can't shut it off, even though I try to. I self-medicate a lot. I smoke a lot of weed. Just to try and get my brain to shut off. But once it's actually in that extremely euphoric, let's do all the things, build all the things, because creativity truly makes me happy. Being in my imagination truly makes me happy. Then it is a what the fuck. Things that skyrocket my mood, seeing positive results on things. So where you saw what the post was actually about, making close to 5 figures in my business. And with that, when I made, just going over the things with my coach, it was like my mood went like that. And I was like, no, I needed to it just went like that, as opposed to going like that and stuff. And before you know it, I'm doing cartwheels in my head. One day I will try and illustrate this stuff. I was doing cartwheels in my head. It was like a strobe light. There's confetti going on everywhere. And I'm just yeah, and let's do all the fucking things now. Before you know it, I've written out a webinar. I've considered my next 2 to 5 dreams for the next 10 years. I've tweeted a lot of them on Twitter. Text my friends to let them know where I was in life. Sent pictures look at these illustrations I've been working on. All the stuff that I would be slow to actually do are all the things that that I did in less than 3 hours. Literally less than 3 hours. And it's really one of those things that when I start going, I go. And like I said, creativity makes me happy, and so does business, positive business exchanges, and positive exchanges with people in general do something to me in my mood. So before you know it, it's just like that. So a lot of times if you hang out around here with me, I will say, if people ask me how I'm doing, if I say I'm in meh, then that's a great thing, because I'm not so low that I'm actually depressed and trying to function through it. And a lot of times myself and other people don't know that I'm actually on the lower side of life because I'm high functioning. But when I do get extremely happy, when I am extremely overjoyed, if I'm in a euphoric state, and I start to trigger and teeter on the line of mania, a lot of times it will trigger, it will hit, and I've had to like just learn how to deal with it. I mean, it's fine. Like I said, it's not going anywhere. I'm not going to, just magically wake up and not be bipolar. So instead, how do you actually drive things like that? That's the thing that I was interested in, because a lot of times my mom wouldn't say things as if I was broken or anything like that. So I think I got the lucky end of the stick. It wasn't, while she doesn't understand it altogether, she's like, whatever helps you function, then you do that, and I will defend that. So helping me function would be a few things in terms of driving, being bipolar. Hold on, my eyes are really watery, and no, I'm not crying. They're just watery and peeing. So, and they're not even doing like that, man, peeing. They're just watery. And I don't even have allergies, whatever. But anyway, with driving, being bipolar, I kind of accept my mania when it comes. Let my brain do what it does. I don't fight it any longer. Like, I don't try and put myself in that, you're supposed to be able to function this way, and what if other people look at you and, and they don't get it? Well, fuck it. They just don't get it. I'm not bothering anybody. It's just my brain at work and doing its things. And I'll try and take what I can out of it. I will try to make sure I'm not in a space where I would hurt myself in terms of mania. But I will try and get the most out of it. Like, don't even trip. I will try and get the most out of it. I have a lot of things that I have to do. So a lot of times I will gauge it to say, if I'm completely manic, here's my to-do list. Let me see how much I can get with my to-do list. I'll start doing things like, I'm competing with myself. So competing with myself over how long it will take to do a certain thing, how long it will take for me to complete a to-do list, stuff like that. So I kind of play with my mania. Yeah, I never talk about this stuff, so it's also really, really hard to actually describe and really actually voice. I just do the things for the most part. And I've, on the back end, I've talked to my therapist about it or anything like that. But I've been like, hey, I did this. And I noticed when I did this, I would do this. And then it almost how your nerve endings, like how your nerves respond type of deal. So that's usually my process for going through a lot of things, just looking at myself and then going and talking about it on the back end. So sharing this stuff publicly is really weird. So I don't really know how to voice it. But like I said, when it comes to my mania, when it does come and I am in a space, also I'm scared to voice it because I don't want to give I don't want anybody to take any of this as advice or law, like shit that you should do. And that's because I don't want anybody to hurt themselves. A lot of times it does take a lot of self-mastery. It does take a lot of work, a lot of inner work, a lot of therapy, a lot of talks, a lot of like head hitting the wall to actually get into a space of, I don't give a fuck. I'm going to let my brain do what it does and wholly accept, that while society says that this is something strange, that this is just you. Just you. So it's taken a while to actually get there, years. I'm 17 years into tattooing. It's probably taken a better of 20, maybe more, to actually understand what's happening, get help, and to sit back and examine myself. So that's it. Like I said, when it comes to mania, I definitely try to do as much as I can. I try to compete with myself. and see what I can get done. Like the last Mania that hit, you know, and I posted it on Instagram on purpose. Like I posted it on Instagram on purpose. And if you see like my homeboy Poot, my big brother, my big little brother, he's my younger brother. But you know, we were talking about it, and in the text message, you know, I was like, you know, he was like, man, you lit this morning. I was like, it's my Mania. And he was like, I know exactly what it is. That's why I have to check in on your ass. Because I will let it go. Like, I'll just be like, I know how to drive it. Yeah. And I end up, he's one of the few people I end up in his DMs, in his Twitter DMs, on text message and such, where I'm just like... I'm just like, and I did this, 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 and I did this. And the one thing that he will say often, as long as I'm not hurting myself, he's like, this is the beautiful side of Mania. Enjoy it. Enjoy it. Mostly because we both do the same thing, except, yeah, I think we both kind of do the same thing in terms of just trying to use it as a way to get as much done as possible. So if I'm in this state, I'm not going to fight being in that state. There's no reason to be mad at being in that state. There's no reason to be frustrated with being in that state, because I think a lot of times if we sit in that makes it worse, because you start to get frustrated with yourself. Like if you've ever just been stuck and you're in your head and you just be like, the fuck, Imani, the fuck, and it feels like two people are sitting there just staring at each other like, are you gonna punch me first or am I gonna punch you first? That frustration alone, I get that frustration with anxiety and panic attacks more than anything. So I try and avoid it for the manic side of life, and just try things. Just enjoy the fact that I'm manic. You know what? I have a to-do list. I have like a gazillion things to do. So let me find something to exacerbate this energy so that I can do that safely. So that's exactly what it is. It's literally exacerbating energy, the same way people will do, and you'll see me do it sometimes where I hop on and I'm doing like African dance and all that. It's because I can't sit fucking still, and it's not ADD. It's not ADD. It's literally, I can't sit still. It's all this energy happening. It's all this, like, it literally just kind of bubbles up, almost like when you have a tea kettle going and it just starts, the water starts to boil, and then all of a sudden it reaches its peak. That's what I feel like a lot of times. So a lot of times I really just want to like scratch myself and rip my, like, because it's too much energy built up in there. So I end up, doing African dance. And when I can't do that, then the next best thing is do business. I can't sit still long enough to draw. I cannot do that. But I can sit still long enough to game. And just let my mind just kind of wander while my hands are doing its own thing. I can sit still long enough to get through a to-do list. And if I have to actually move around, it's even better. So my studio is really small. But even if I have to go from one workstation to the other, and the other one is really literally right here. Hold up. That's the next workstation over. Like, that's my foot. That's the workstation. It's that close. But even in trying to or having to get up and walk over there for something will help me exacerbate that energy and just calm myself. A lot of times what I'm doing with that is I'm just trying to get myself back down in me, but trying to do it safely, not just a hard stop. Anything where it would just kind of shock me and just let me drop into depression. But things that by the time I'm done, there's like a, I won't say euphoric because that's more, there's a calming feeling that happens when I get stuff done. Like where I'm just like, okay. And a lot of times I will actually let my mania run for as long as it takes to just get stuff done. Especially as long as there's no tattooing happening, like days on end. Yes, what? Yes. And I know it sounds weird to be like, yes, Mania, yes, come on, Mania. But if it's there, again, what am I going to do? Now that I know how I function with it, or, you know, what happens with it, a lot of the patterns that happen for me, because it's going to be different for everybody else. A lot of the patterns that happen for me, then I know what to do with my patterns, and that's fine. I'm okay with that. Again, I'm not hurting anybody, not even myself. And that's the whole goal, is to try to find ways to survive and actually thrive with it without actually hurting yourself. That's the fucking goal. That's the goal. I don't care how you get to it. You can, you know, not be medicated and get to it. You can be medicated and get to it. I always suggest getting help so that you at least understand what's going on. Have a complete sounding board so that you can actually know what's happening with you, with chemical imbalances, all of that stuff. And then figure out your patterns and figure out how to ride that wave, like how to go up and down with that wave, because that's exactly what it is. So that's me. That's what I do, is that I generally, just try and get as much done as possible. It's the best time for me to have my own competition with myself. A lot of times people see it happening live and they have no idea what they're watching, and they're like, this girl's amazing, she's doing all the things, and I'm like, yeah, I'm in Mania right now. But then also coming out of it and seeing all of the things that I've gotten done, the fact that I didn't just allow myself to crash into a depression, that, once you come out of that and you see the lack of things that you potentially got done for any reason, that's a whole other cycle. So instead of doing that, knowing that once I come out of Mania, then I might have missed a few points or something like that. That's going to happen, hands down. But at least I've done enough to be able to satisfy that I got shit done. Part of my soul, even while I was managing Mania. So yeah, so that's what I normally do. If you guys have any questions, y'all have any tips, if there's anything you guys experience, please feel free to share. Let's have a conversation. I'm going to start putting on makeup because that's really what I want to do, because this is hard. Like, this conversation is hard. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put on makeup. Also, I'm happy that I talked first, because I don't really want my eyes to pee while I have makeup on. That would suck. Protective Hairstyle Nation, hello, how are you? So yeah, that would suck. Also, guys, I did get a new hairstyle. Meet Mama Chan. Yes. I'm going to be working on some gal looks. Also, maybe sometimes I'll talk more about personal wellness, mental health, and being an entrepreneur here. Let me know if that's something you guys are interested in. Let me know how I did. Because, again, it is very vulnerable. I'll use that word. And I'm not well with vulnerability. So it is a very vulnerable space. Again, it's something I normally do privately. I'll talk to, my therapist. I'll talk to my close friends. I will expressly talk to my beau. But I don't usually talk to just people on the internet to be like, hey guys, this is what you see from me. Let me tuck that up. But just so you know, that's what you see from me. And a lot of times, in terms of Mania, if I don't get things done that I started in Mania, like while I was actually manic, it takes a lot for me to actually complete it. So another thing that I do try and do is make sure that whatever happens, that I'm still completing it. Like if I start something, I need to complete it in that space, or get it to the point of completion and take notes in that space. Because if I don't take notes, then I'll forget where I was, because I wasn't technically in my right mind. So I won't actually remember a lot of what's happening there. Hey, bro. So I have to take notes so that way, you know, when I have to come back to it, because 9 times out of 10, while I'm manic, I'm probably starting or working on something that was already on my desk. Like, I'm not making anything new. I'm just, oh, I had to do this, this, and this, and this, this, and this, and this, this, and this. Oh, well, let's just try and do all 24 things at the same time. That's usually what happens. So I have to make sure a lot of times that in that I'm not, I forgot what I was saying because makeup. But in that, I'm not going to lose my thoughts in terms of what I'm doing. So that's also why, as a business coach, I'm a huge proponent of writing shit down. Like, I'm just like, get out of your head, because if I know that I'm in a manic state and I'm not going to remember anything, I can only imagine what happens, like, if you're trying to build a business and you completely forget what you needed to do because you trusted that it was all in your head, but then life happens, you know? And then you just end up building from the bottom up all over again. So instead of that, I tell people all the time, write that shit down, fam. It's important. It's really important. No, really, it's important. So you'll find me with like a lot of random ass notebooks. I do journal, and I do keep a journal. I do like write things down. A lot of times, like if I'm manic and I'm riding the bus because there's nowhere for me to go, and literally like the wheels on the bus go round and round, so does my head. So I usually end up using a lot of that time to figure out or just continue to write things down. I'll utilize my iPad notes or my iPhone notes. I'll utilize like written notes and probably write the same thing down that I was writing down in my iPhone, like in the digital notes. I'm probably writing the same thing down like on paper. It's a hamster wheel thing that happens. So I'm just, and until it's almost like just being stuck on the bus itself just triggers like this really, really fast hamster wheel, like a spinning wheel. So I'll continue to write things down and just continue to exhaust myself until, I could do better, which is usually getting off the bus. So yeah, that's, those things happen. A lot of times I fall off of things because I've started something in Mania, and if it's not something that directly relates to my bottom line, then 9 times out of 10, I am definitely going to forget it. I don't mean any harm by forgetting it or falling off, but that's also why I try and attach a lot of things to business as well, so that way, because I know that that's a stressor that I won't forget. And I take it seriously, then if I put it into a formal business container or structure, then it makes it a lot easier to follow up. So that was draining. Also, I don't have a mirror, so I'm wholly like looking at you guys. There's a mirror in here because it's tattoo shop, but it's on the wall, so I'm not about to go move my mirror just to do a quick look and makeup test. I have to find time to do more makeup or do like practice more often. So yeah, like I really do need to find time to do that. I don't practice enough, and then I forget my eye shapes, and then I'm all like, wait, what was I doing? And that's no fun. Nobody needs that in their life. So I want to be able to practice more. Get this shit right. I usually have an idea of what I want to do, but almost all the time it never comes out the way I expect it to. So there's that. Hope the talk didn't depress people or anything. That's another reason why I don't talk too much, because I don't want to trigger anybody else. I also don't want people like comparing themselves. So that whole comparison thing that will happen of, you seem to handle it better, or the grass is greener on the other side type of deal. I don't really want to trigger that for people to compare themselves. That's whack. That's hella whack. So that's also another reason why I don't talk about these things. But it's Self-Harm Awareness Month, which self-harm comes in so many different forms. And I say this as a self-harmer. And a lot of times, being bipolar can actually trigger a lot of that. So I thought it was something important to talk about. Also, I don't feel like we talk enough about like tattoo artists' mental states, like things that drove us to tattoo, and or like how we're faring as tattoo artists and what that does for our mental states. You have to touch a lot of people, and a lot of times I don't think, personally, just me, and just my projections, but I don't think a lot of us are as well as we let on to be. So I think that's a conversation to be had in itself. People think I'm well because they see pink, and I'm just like, psych, got you. Hey, Atomic Pink. I thought about you the other day while I was putting Atomic Pink in my hair. Hey, it's my favorite coach, the coach who got me out here being a fucking magical unicorn. I'm serious. It was like, it's literally called Atomic Pink. It's like the super pink that's at the ends, and it's like this fiery red pink. And I was like, that's her whole attitude. It's fitting. I love you. Thank you. So I'm hanging out and just doing makeup now. You missed my whole bipolar talk, but I'm going to edit it and put it up on Instagram later after I, have some feels around it, because I know there's definitely going to be feels around that. But afterwards, I will share it. I think it is. Side effects. I'm not sure. I can't remember. It's Tent Nation, I know, is like the name of the particular thing. I don't know. I'm horrible at that stuff. I'm also not great at makeup, but we're gonna fudge it today. I love this pink. This pink is my bae Inked Doll Cosmetics. So if you guys play in makeup at all, or you need more makeup options, please check her out. Yo, now I want to try that one, because why not? I'm gonna see if I can find it at my local beauty supply store. No. I really am gonna see if I can find it though. But Inked Doll Cosmetics is Black owned. She is amazing up in New York. And yeah, like her brand story is everything. I love brand stories. I'm like a brand story whore. Her brand story is everything, and we resonate over the fact that both of our dads actually passed from cancer. So I love to do as much as I can to support and uplift her, and she does the same. So you ever get a chance or you need more makeup, please feel free to reach out or just check her out. Check out Ink Dog. Ouch, that was my knee. Ink Dog Cosmetics, and say what up. She's amazing. So there's that. I keep saying I want to do like softer looks and stuff. I don't know. But I tried to put on clothes that would make me want to put on makeup today, but I was so like, I gotta show up and do the call that I was already out of it. So there's that. I gotta show up and do the talk. I don't know if my makeup's gonna be done before this full hour, so but we'll try. We'll see what happens. I will say, being in a tattoo shop though makes it so much easier to keep around makeup, brush, cleaning supplies, and starting to have like your own little setup and shit. Just so you know. My joint is swag. Swag on honeys. So yeah. Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and hop off because it's also, no, people are coming back. No, I'm gonna go ahead and hop off so that I can do the makeup. I'll post pictures after and just process this talk. And yeah, I feel very fucking seen, even if people don't watch this. So there's that. So I'm just going to take a moment to process. My makeup and cleanup setup. I don't have one. Like, makeup is a toy for me. Makeup is a toy for me. It's literally one of those like gas you up moments. So I don't even have a process around makeup. It's more of like, if it feels good right now, I'll do it. If it doesn't feel good right now, then I won't do it. The end. So I don't really have like, I'm still learning those things. I haven't done those things literally since fucking what? Junior high school? You know how long ago that was, fam? Like, junior high school is the last time I did something that was like, yeah. So, I don't know. We'll see. For now, I'm putting these pen eyes on. And yeah. Thank you so much, Frat. I hope it wasn't too much. So yeah. A long time, like junior high was like forever ago. Forever ago. But yeah, I'm gonna hop off. I'm gonna post pictures once this look is done. Wish me luck. I love you. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.